Hey, it's so nice to be back with you. Today I'm going to read another book about an amazing woman whose name is ZAHA HADID. So the title of this book is The World is Not a Rectangle, a portrait of architect ZAHA HADID. The author of this book is Jeanette. She's author of so many wonderful books. Okay, so let's start reading it. The world is not a rectangle. In Iraq, rivers flow through green marshes. Wind swoops across sand dunes and through ancient ruins and cities. ZAHA HADID sees the rivers and marshes and dunes and ruins with her father and imagines what cities looked like thousands of years ago. So based on what she was seeing right now, she would fly with her mind into the past to imagine what kind of houses, what kind of shapes it would have. In Baghdad, where ZAHA lives with her family, she dreams of designing her own cities. ZAHA looks long and hard at patterns in her Persian carpet and sees how the shapes and colors flow into each other, like the dunes and rivers and marshes. ZAHA has ideas. She designs clothes for herself. She arranges her furniture. She loves her mirror because the corners aren't square. There are no corners in the dunes or rivers or marshes. So it seems like this beautiful landscape, the nature, has had a huge impression on her. Everything reminded her of this. ZAHA is a Muslim who attends a Catholic school and loves math. And still thinks about the ancient ruins. So, she leaves home to learn more about cities and how to build them. She has ideas. In London, ZAHA studies to be an architect. She fills notebooks with plans and designs. She makes paintings of the cities she sees in her mind. ZAHA graduates with honors, rents a room in an old school building, and opens her own office named Studio 9. A few friends join her. They all work hard night and day, making drawings and plans. We never slept, ZAHA would say. ZAHA's designs don't look like other designs. Her buildings swoosh and zoom and flow and fly. Can you imagine? Like naturally, how do we draw the houses or the buildings? Like square, then triangle, then little tiny rectangles for doors or something. But ZAHA's designs were so flowy, so curvy, swooshy. It was amazing. The world is not a rectangle. However, no one wants to build her unusual designs. They say they can't be built. But ZAHA knows they can. So she enters competition after competition, hoping to win, hoping someone will be brave enough to build them, to risk, even though it's not a standard design. Let's try it. Finally, one of ZAHA's designs is chosen. The architect judges think her plan is best. But the city committee doesn't like it and won't build it. She's an Arab. This can't be built. Impossible. She's a woman. They hold another competition. Her design wins again, and still they refuse. They're not used to this different ideas, diversity. You see how they kind of wear the same clothes. Hadid means iron in Arabic, and ZAHA is strong as iron. She keeps on working, one plan after another. I made a conscious decision not to stop. Okay, they don't take it, I will continue. ZAHA remembers the grasses in the marshes swaying and sees tall buildings like dancing like grass. So whatever you see right now, they're real buildings right now throughout the world. So we can see, you can actually visit and go there and see this building, which actually reminds to her these marshes, the grasses in the marshes. ZAHA remembers the wind in the dunes and feels it blowing over and around and through her desert building. Can you imagine what a beautiful shape she gave to the building? ZAHA looks at shells and cradles her stadium like a cocoon. It's a real stadium she built. That's amazing. Like, she's really genius. ZAHA looks at stones in a stream and builds an opera house like the pebbles in the water. Inside the opera house, a singer is the pearl in the oyster shell. No rectangle shape. ZAHA looks up at stars and galaxies and sees swirling buildings. ZAHA looks at waves and sees a bridge that moves with the water. ZAHA looks at the Alps and builds a museum inside a mountain peak with windows to see the sky and the valleys. ZAHA's ski jump reaches to the sky like the mountains. ZAHA thinks of the jungle and ancient wood temples and builds a wooden building to remember a faraway war. We know that in Iraq there were so many wars. So one by one, ZAHA's designs become buildings all over the world. We do this so you can be in a simple place and feel good. So that was her intention. ZAHA is so busy now that every room in the old school building is filled. Over 400 architects work in these rooms, designing, planning, engineering, and making models of ZAHA's visions. You should do what you like. ZAHA designs a dollhouse and shoes and chairs. She designs a stalactite sculpture and an iceberg seat. I can't stop thinking day and night all these images would come, I guess, for her, and she's like, okay, maybe do this, let's do this. Sometimes, and she would draw and draw and draw. Sometimes when she's working, Zaha's early memories return. The beauty of the landscape, where sand, water, reeds, birds, buildings, and people all somehow flow together, has never left me. I still believe in the impossible. Look, like she's building in her mind and then putting it on paper, the whole city with amazing shapes of the buildings. So she's like, I believe in the impossible. Then one night, the light in Zaha's window goes dark. She has left this world. But her architects keep their lights on, designing, planning, engineering, and making models of her visions, keeping her flame blazing bright. Even though Zaha is gone. The end. Now, we're just gonna see where we can visit Zaha's buildings and architecture, okay, in the world. So, what are they? Where are they? This is Cardiff Bay Opera House that you can see in Wales, but actually never built, sorry. This stadium is in Qatar, Al Wakra Stadium. Signature Towers in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Guangzhou Opera House, you can see in Guangzhou, China. BIA Headquarters, Sharjah, United Arab Emirates. Galaxy Soho, it's in China again, but in Beijing. Sheikh Zayed Bridge is in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. Messner Mountain Museum, Corones, province of Bolzano, South Tyrol, it's in Italy. Bergisel Ski Jump, it's in Austria, Innsbruck. Slok Rith Institute, it's in Phnom Penh in Cambodia. So, okay, let's see. Last page. Zaha was daring. The world is not a rectangle. You don't go into a park and say, my God, we don't have any corners. Okay? Zaha was original. My work is not within the accepted box. Maybe because I am a woman, also an Arab. Zaha spoke her mind. As a woman, I'm expected to want everything to be nice and to be nice myself. I don't design nice buildings. I don't like them. Zaha Mohammad Hadid was born in Baghdad, Iraq, on October 31, 1950, and she died in Miami, Florida on March 31st, 2016. She was 65 years old. Zaha had degrees in mathematics and architecture. She lived in London and she received all the prizes. She was the first woman ever to receive the special prizes and awards in architecture. And so the author, Jeanette, she made a little note. When I first saw photos of Zaha Hadid's architectural designs in 2010, the building seemed to fly. My spirit also took flight to a place in my imagination that only landscape had taken me before. I had to find out more about her. So she started to dig, to search, to read, to look more, and then she wrote a book for us, for children and for adults, with beautiful pictures. So that was it. I'm pretty sure, I hope, because I feel like that, I'm very inspired by Zaha's mind and Zaha's impressions, how the landscape, how the nature has been taken by her mind, and then she expressed it and she never stopped. Like she would draw and work and make it better and better. So yes, she's want to be like that in my own work, in my own life, you know? Be bold, believe in impossible, and work. That's it. Okay, so that's it. See you soon. Ciao.